Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Streamed and Screened, an entertainment podcast about movies and TV from Lee Enterprises. I'm Terry Lipshetz, managing editor of the National Newsroom at Lee, and co-host of the program with Bruce Miller, a longtime entertainment reporter. And this is the big episode, the big, we are previewing the Oscars.
Don't you go, how long are they going to harp on those stupid Oscars? And when are we done with them? That's kind of what I think people who listen think. And they go, we're done with the Oscars soon. Is it soon?
Soon.
The episode after, we'll start doing what's up for next year for the Oscars, right?
That's right. No, exactly.
No, I get excited about this. When I was a little kid, I would sit and make lists about who was nominated and what I have always handicapped the Oscars since whenever. And I remember being very upset when one year, it was Spencer Tracy and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner didn't win. And I knew he was like near the end. And I thought, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. And then I realized, well, you know what? The Oscars aren't fair. And he already had two. So there you go. But yes, this year is going to be very interesting. It wasn't for a while. It looked like kind of a slam dunk for a lot of the categories. And then the actor awards, which were the SAG awards before, came and kind of anointed Sinners as their new favorite film. Now, this could all be a Warner Brothers kind of campaign because they have both One Battle After Another and Sinners in their queue. So they could pick which one they wanted their people to vote for. But I think they like the idea that it kind of mixes things up. And so maybe it will be Sinners, but maybe it'll be One Battle After Another. So that's why it's a little more up in the air now than it was last week.
Yeah. Well, and so just to kind of circle back. So Sinners, 16 nominations, right? It's
the most nominations ever. It was released in I think April. And, it's had a good run, but normally those kinds of films don't win when they're released that far away. I think Silence of the Lambs was one that did, but it also has kind of this whole, there are vampires in this thing. We're given a vampire film Best Picture. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. One Battle After Another to me feels a little bit more like a traditional nominee. Obviously Paul Thomas Anderson has never won an Oscar, and
nominations, never won. Come on.
And I'm a huge fan of Paul Thomas Anderson, and I feel like I feel good about his chances of at least winning something because Sinners screenplay, they're in separate categories because
but
this is adapted.
He'll definitely win director too. Because for a long time people have said, it's a crime that he has never gotten Best Director. Ryan Coogler would be a contender, but Ryan Coogler is young and he has plenty of opportunity to do other films. And, I don't know, has paid his due, but he'll win in best screenplay. But Paul PTA, as they like to call him, PTA will win Best Director. And I think he will win Best Screenplay. And then it will come down to which of those is going to win Best Picture.
Right. It'll be interesting. So now, of course, I do not watch quite as many films as you do. I don't have the time.
Not 300?
I don't watch 300 movies. No, I'm really good at keeping up on TV series because I could squeeze in 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. It's the movies where you sit down and then I start dozing off. So just to kind of give you an example here, as I said, I was going to promise to try to watch as many films as I could before we got to the Oscars. So
right.
I could at least talk, sensibly about things. So I'll give you an example of where I run into problems. I resubscribed to Apple TV so I could watch F1, and I turn on F1 and I watch about 15 minutes of it. And then I fall asleep, and then I realize I'm halfway through the film. So then the next day, I have to back up the movie, get to about 15, 20 minutes in, wherever I dozed off. I watch another 15 to 20 minutes, fall asleep, wake up the next day, and then I kind of committed at this point. So I woke up at about 5:30 in the morning. I hopped on my treadmill, threw on my earbuds, turned on the TV, because I have a nice big TV in front of my treadmill, and I was able to watch 45 minutes straight while I was moving at a brisk pace on my treadmill. And then after I finished my day at work, I ended up watching the last 30, 45 minutes of F1. And then I immediately turned to Sinners. Now, I had already watched One Battle After Another a few weeks ago because it hit HBO. But then I went ahead and hit Sinners. That one's one I've been wanting to watch it, but I need to get in the right mood to it because I didn't. If it was too scary, you know, I don't like Terry doesn't like scary things.
Right.
I didn't want to watch it in the dark if I was going to be like terrified by anything. But this is more of a like Interview with a Vampire kind of scary. Yeah, it wasn't like overly gory or anything like that. So it was fine. I started in daylight, finished it at night. I did crack through that one an entire night, largely because I started watching it at about 4 p.m. after I finished work. No nap. So I was able to watch about an hour and a half, and then I was able to make it through the last half hour of it in bed, but before I dozed off. So there's a few other movies I haven't had a chance to see. So after we're done recording, I'll probably end up seeing Bugonia. I'll end up seeing like Song Sung Blue. I'm probably going to be able to see Hamnet this weekend because that one's going to hit, I think, Peacock, and I have Peacock right now. A few other movies, like I've been looking to try to get to see Sentimental Value, but I have to draw a line at some point with paying money to see. Like I have all these subscriptions, and if it can't show up on one of my subscriptions, I'm not spending $10 to rent you anymore. I'm kind of beyond the days of Blockbuster here. So I probably won't see a few of those, but I feel like as long as you see One Battle After Another, and as long as you see Sinners, I think I'm pretty well covered on most everything. There was that other, was it If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You? I think I'm going to try to watch that one too.
But
it's on HBO. It's just
for actress.
Right,
So,
exactly. So I don't feel like I need to see that one. So this is just my take. Like Sinners, I liked it a lot. I thought it was an interesting take on the classic vampire story. It was fun to watch for me because one of the vampires was actually played by Lola Kirk, who's a musician, and I have a bunch of her records and a cassette, and she's a really good musician. I like her a lot. So that was kind of interesting to see. I thought it was a really good movie. The ending I absolutely loved. It kind of had that similar feel to the end of Interview with the Vampire, where they, I don't want to give away spoilers, but they modernize it a little bit at the end. I really like that ending. Buddy Guy playing the old bluesman, right? The older version of the young character. I thought that was super cool. But I have a really hard time handing out a lot of awards to a vampire movie. As good as this vampire movie was, it just feels like, is it Best Picture, right?
I don't think it is. And I think, they have very talented people. Ryan Coogler is a great writer-director who will create something that will wow you, because he was great taking the Rocky story and turning it into Creed. And that's like, wow. But there's something else I think that's there. And I don't know that if we asked him if he thought this was going to be so well received in the awards world, because I don't think he was counting on that either. Now, I could be entirely wrong, but I do think that it will win. I want it to win things, but I don't think it should win the Best Picture.
Right. Where do you fall on Best Actor? Because he was good. Michael B. Jordan was good, and I think it's always challenging to play two characters instead of just one. But do you see him being able to win?
Well, again, if the tide turned, the actors have the most members of any voting block in the Academy, but they've been changing, they've been adding more people, so there's a larger contingent to draw from. So he might have the votes there. It might be, it's strange how it can be a very small majority that will get somebody nominated, and then it won't be that much more that you need to actually win. It's holding on to those votes. But I think he's got better coming. I don't know that this is this is his masterpiece. And I do think it is, so far, of what the films I've seen, for Timothée Chalamet. I think Timothée Chalamet is somebody who deserves to win at this point. And then he's like Leo. We can now put him aside for a while if he does win this one, and not have to worry that every year we're going to see him and then hear him talk about how hard he worked on this and what he did for it. But he is a driven young actor. I think he's really good in it, in Marty Supreme, rather. And I think he deserves to win, and I would like to see it happen. And I think Michael B. Jordan was shocked when he got the actor. So I don't know that winning the Oscar is really like, oh, I'm just been dreaming about this every day. It'll happen. It'll happen. But I'm going Timothée Chalamet for the win. Now, the one who's kind of the dark horse in all of this is Wagner Moura from The Secret Agent. And you go, what? What is this film? And but it's a foreign language film,
Right.
so that does draw against it. I think he's very good in it, but they're not likely to give somebody straight out of the chute something like that, I don't think. And when you've got contenders, I say it's Timothée Chalamet to lose.
Okay. All right. So right now, Best Picture. Who do you think is going to win Best Picture?
I think it's one battle after another. Yeah, one battle after another.
Okay. Now, you have Timothée Chalamet for Best Actor. Best Actress was kind of a real mixed bag here because it's a lot of
done deal. This is the only one that you can accurately predict. So if you're going to put some money down in Vegas, put it on Jessie Buckley for Hamnet.
Okay. Yeah.
She has won every prize leading up to this. If they don't give it to her, it's just meanness. That's all. And she does she is the movie. She is the reason to see Hamnet. Okay. And when you see her at the end of the film, you will cry like you've never cried before.
Wow.
She will win.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to check out that film this week once it hits.
She's also in The Bride, which opens now, and she plays the Bride of Frankenstein. And I believe that's a Warner Brothers picture. So if they are, thinking about we could kind of leak off this if she wins, I think it's Jessie Buckley's to lose. Okay.
Now, Best Supporting Actor is an interesting one because you have Delroy Lindo, who a longtime actor, and we know historically the Oscars do like to reward those actors that are in maybe their 70s who haven't necessarily won before. So this could be an opportunity for him. You do have Benicio del Toro, but does Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn from the same movie cancel each other out? Or is it Stellan Skarsgård, who, again, is another older actor, right. who they might decide this is your time? So who are you going with here? Or is it the
hot young Frankenstein guy, Jacob Elordi?
Well, could be, but I don't think so.
Okay. Well, so then it's down. We were cutting him out of it. He's not going to be a part of the discussion. Then we come down to Sean Penn already has 2 Oscars. Right. Benicio has 1.
Yep.
So then that means that Delroy and Stellan don't have any.
Right.
And I think any one of those 4 can win.
Okay.
I really think if I were voting, I would vote for Sean Penn, even though I don't necessarily like him and everything. But he really brings out all of the stops.
It was such a weird role too.
Don't you think he's Benicio is good, but comparatively doesn't even measure.
In this movie, Sean Penn was the better of I love Benicio del Toro in the film. Right. But his screen time was just really limited to kind of the middle towards the end. Sean Penn, obviously, I think it's your traditional supporting role where he pops up at various times, including the very end where things don't work out so well for him. But yeah, he's really good. I liked him a lot in it.
Yeah. I think that, and it's going to be a surprise. Whoever it is, it's a surprise.
Okay. So you're going total toss up on that one too.
Yeah. And I think people would love if Delroy Lindo would win, but I don't know that they remember necessarily all that he did in that film. So that would be just, we want to reward him because he's good.
Yeah.
Stellan, it's a chance to kind of reach across, to a foreign winner. And that's always a kind of an interesting thing. Plus, he's got 2 kids in the business. So, and he does a great job as this director who's trying to do a film that borrows from his own life. And I would be really happy to see him win, but I think in my heart, I'm going with Sean Penn.
Okay. Interesting. Best actress in a supporting role. Again, this is a lot of different actors and a lot of different folks, and it's kind of an
young
interesting
ones
one.
and one old one.
Right. Who do you see? Well, first off, Amy Madigan, this is her second nomination. Her first one was 40 years ago.
Right.
Biggest gap of all time.
She's in a horror film, too.
Right.
So
do we reward
horror films with sinners?
Yeah.
But she won the actor, and I do think that there is something there with her. She was in Field of Dreams. She was in so many films that were really memorable in the 80s and 90s. And I think it would be a great thing to give her the award, because all the other ones will have ample opportunity to get another Oscar. And I don't know how many parts come around for a woman in her, what is she, 50s or 60s?
She's been around a while, that's for sure.
Right. And it's a fascinating performance. When you first saw her in Weapons, you'd go, who is that?
Yeah.
Because she kind of looks like Betty Davis from those Whatever Happened to Baby Jane years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, no, it's somebody. And then you look, I grabbed the phone and looked it up right away to say, who's playing this part? And I thought, oh my God, look how good she is. And she is really good. The movie is what pulls her down, and it was nominated for nothing else.
Right.
So she'd have to win all on her own. If we're picking any of the other ones that are in the mix, Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another is really good, but she disappears after about the first, quarter of the
hour.
film?
Yeah. Right.
And so I don't know if that's enough to hold a prize like that.
Mm-hmm. So who are you going with? Amy Madigan?
I'm going with Amy. Yeah, I am, because I think they go. And when Tiana Taylor was on Saturday Night Live, she didn't do that well. And I'm thinking, they're going, well, if we give an Oscar to somebody who's kind of just mediocre in other things, then maybe we can wait with her and see if she comes up with another film. That's just gut instinct.
Sure. Amy Madigan too she's been around forever, but done so many films. But when I think about her, I think about she had that back-to-back of Field of Dreams and Uncle Buck, and I don't remember seeing her in anything else since then. I imagine
she was in. Yeah, she was in a lot.
Yeah, she's been around, but yeah, it's some of that. So, best original screenplay. We have Sinners, we have Sentimental Value, Marty. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. Now adapted. You've got Bugonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Train Dreams. It feels like this is gonna be a one battle win.
Right. I would love to see Hamnet win. If I were voting, I would pick Hamnet for Best Picture, Hamnet for Best Director, Hamnet for Best Actress. Because I love that film. Mm-hmm. But I get them, and I realized it could pull out for them. It could be a screenplay win, because screenplay and picture don't always go together. They don't always win those two.
Yeah.
And Best Director doesn't always go to the best film either. So we'll see what happens. But I think it is One Battle After Another is going to win that.
Yeah. Is there any other categories? I mean, there's a lot of other ones where we're getting into the animated and the
song is going to be that K-pop's Golden.
Oh, sure.
And then they'll also win Best Animated Feature.
Okay.
K-pop Demon.
Yeah, K-pop Demon. I have not seen that one yet.
That's one that, again, they're opening up to a different world, because we've never really had anime as a strong contender in any animation things. And this year, it can win. The Disney things that are in there are just so.
It feels like Disney's in trouble on the animated side. I mean, this was their category to lose forever, and it just feels like animated.
I think they have Zootopia 2
Right.
and
And
Elio, right?
Elio, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't see either one. I want to see Zootopia 2, but it I don't feel
It
like I
moves
need
quickly,
to.
but yeah, it doesn't need another one.
I mean, next year it'll probably be Toy Story 19, right? That's
It could well be. Could well be.
I don't
Or
remember. How many are we up to? Is it five now? Six?
yeah, it'll be the fifth. It'll
Fifth.
be the
Okay.
fifth.
Any other
Okay.
things we want to
Foreign
be on the
language
lookout?
film is going to be
Okay.
between Sentimental Value. That's where it could get one, or The Secret Agent. It's either or of those two. And what's interesting about that is I've said this before. Look at the 10 films that are nominated for Best Picture. More than likely, they will pick off one or two of these awards in the process. Frankenstein will get, maybe makeup or set design or costuming, something like that. So that's how we take care of them. I do think your Bugonia is going to be a loser in all respects. It's going to be one of those rare films that gets nothing.
Doesn't surprise me. That it seems like such an odd film. I haven't had a chance to see that one yet, but it seems like it's getting nominated because it's a weird concept of a movie, but it just doesn't feel like it's got a winner behind it.
Jesse Plemons should have been nominated. He was very good in that.
Was he?
And yeah, and the idea that he's not in the mix says that they're really not paying close attention to it.
Yeah. Here's an interesting thing too. So our host for the movie for Oscars is Conan O'Brien, but he also appears in one of the films that got a little bit of love.
Yeah, he plays the counselor to Rose Byrne in one. I'd kick if I had legs. Yes,
right. How is he in that film? That's another one which
yeah. You think, oh, is he going to be funny? He's not really funny. He's just like one of those people that you kind of know is around at the office, but you're not friends with him really, and you're not really looking to him for any kind of mentorship or anything. So yeah, he does a great job.
Do we have anything else of note with this one coming up that you could think of? I mean, it seems like other than Sinners and In One Battle, there hasn't been a whole lot of conversation.
Well, what's
everything else.
Who's buying what? They'll talk a lot about the studios,
right?
And who's going to own Paramount? Who's going to own Netflix? Who's going to own Warner Brothers? Where's all that kind of headed? And a lot of these pictures are part of those worlds. Will that mean in the future that we will have fewer films to choose from because there aren't that many studios making films?
Yeah.
Or will it inspire them to do more? I don't know. That'll be a big talking point, I think. And then how political will this year's Oscars get?
Yeah.
I think it could be.
Right. We have the start of a war, and obviously, not to get too political here, we have a president that is very polarizing to different sides of the aisle. So it could get interesting.
It'll be. I think it'll be a great show. They haven't said anything about who's singing or doing any kind of.
Yeah.
But the real key is who died this last year, because there were huge stars who died this last year. Now there was a rumor, and I'm prefacing it with the fact that it's a rumor, that Barbra Streisand would come and sing because Robert Redford was her co-star in The Way We Were.
Oh, yeah.
And if Barbra Streisand is singing the In Memoriam, oh wow, that'd be great. Yeah. But again, it's a rumor, and they could throw those rumors out there just to try and get you to tune in to see what's going to happen.
Right.
That one you want to look for who's the last person that they show, because that's who they kind of see as the biggest star.
Yeah. So now we also have a few other. Are these awards that are being there? Well, I guess these were handed out previously, right? Like Tom Cruise was honored for
yes. Those are the Governor's Awards.
Yeah.
And Dolly Parton got something, and those are all ones handed out before. I think this year might be the first year for casting directors. I don't know if that's in there, but I think that's one of the first ones. And then they will add stunt, and these will be ones that they'll hand out in ceremonies earlier today. those
Yeah,
kinds.
Debbie Allen was another one that.
Right. Yeah, those are
is-
governor's awards, and there is no rhyme or reason to who picks them or why they pick them. But because some of you go, really, should they get an honorary Oscar? Because I would do make goods personally. I
Right.
think Glenn Close is due. She needs one. She's had 8 or 9 nominations and no wins. They did it with Diane Warren, who never she's 17 times nominated for best song, never won.
Yeah.
She's nominated again this year,
Right.
but I don't think she's winning this year either.
Nope. Not when you have K-pop demon hunters out there.
Right, and she's got one at home. She's already, I like to spread the wealth, but that's just me.
Yep. Well, there you go. I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. Obviously, now we're recording this a little bit more than a week out before the show, so who knows? There could be some interesting news to pop up along the way.
Right.
But we will follow up about a day later. We're going to record as quickly as we can after the show to kind of give our hot takes of everything: the winners, the losers, the snubs, the surprises, the slaps, in case there's any slaps. Those that has been known to happen from time to time.
Could Andy Richter come out and slap Conan?
Oh, it feels like they could do something silly like that, right?
That'd be fun. Well, and a little spoiler alert, I will be in the virtual press room for the Oscars. So I'll be able to talk to the winners after they come off the stage. So that should be kind of interesting. And we'll share with you about that on that day after.
Yeah, that'll be fun too. Do you have to wear like a virtual tux to interview these people?
I should. But I think this is one where you turn the camera off so they can't see you.
You're not going to pop up a green screen behind you with
with the Oscars behind me, like I'm sitting in the room.
Yep, holding a cocktail in your hand.
Yeah. So how do you feel about winning the award? Congratulations, Muzzy.
There you go. All right, so we will be back as soon as the Oscars wrap. You'll obviously be able to share your experiences. We'll break things down. Thank you again for listening, and we'll be back again next week with another episode of Streamed and Screened.